Hockey 605 here with Coach Dan Houck. We're out here at the Scheels IcePlex, and he's been having looks like a really rigorous camp here for some of these Sioux Falls kids today.
Yeah, we started out this morning with 3 groups power skating for an hour each, mites and squirts, then peewees, then bantams. And then each group came back this afternoon for an hour and 15 minutes of stick handling. So they've been going at it since early this morning, so have I.
You know, that's really important, I think, especially for those younger players, to learn how to power skate early so they can get that acceleration down, isn't it?
Yeah, the big thing with power skating, I think, really is edge control. We spent a lot of time today on edges, working on, you know, getting in uncomfortable positions, forcing their bodies outside of the comfort zone, and really learning how to get some power and some extension when they push and move their bodies.
Why don't you tell us, I know, I was looking at your bio earlier today. You've really been around and worked with a lot of different programs, all the way up to the top level. Tell us a little bit about what that's all about.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing is, for me, is I'm a professional skills instructor. I travel around, teach pros, college guys, 5-year-olds, the skills of the game. Just doing things that really challenge their overall skill set, pushing them to develop, better hands, quicker feet, a better stride, better reception skills, better vision, better lateral movement, things like that. Some of the top guys that I've coached with have gone on to play pro hockey or high-end Division I college hockey. A couple kids have ended up actually playing here in Sioux Falls in the USHL for Sioux Falls. So, kind of the whole gamut, from the youngest guys learning to skate and getting good habits to the older guys of making them stronger and increasing their foot speed by half a second.
Well, a half a second is a lot of times the difference between winning a tournament and not.
Yeah, it's 5 feet. It's 5 to 7 feet. You get there first, you win most of the games. You get there second, you're not going to win most of the time. So
I've noticed here, as I've kind of watched your session here, you've gone from the smaller groups now to larger groups, and now you got everybody involved, it looks like, in the high school age kids. How important is that progression when you're working on skill set?
Yeah, the biggest thing is you have to have an end zone with whatever you're doing. You got to know where you want to be at the end of the season or at the end of the practice versus where you were at the beginning of the practice. We started with some stationary passing to really focus on, the basics of the fundamentals. NHL teams start with fundamental, basic, stationary passing. And then we tried to progress into things that involve movement. Catching in a smaller space while skating full speed is very tough. You got to be able to catch it, move it, shoot it right away. And then we kind of progressed into some smaller area games at the end where the guys have to handle, make plays, and show some hockey sense, vision, and have some tactical awareness in the last 30 minutes of the practice tonight.
So what's the biggest difference between coaching these high school age guys? I mean, they've been around, they're physically more mature, and then coaching the real young kids.
I think probably the biggest difference is, with the real young kids, the sky's the limit with respect to what they can learn and what they can do. The older guys, it's very tough to teach an older guy to have a better stride, to move faster on the ice. A lot of times they're locked into where they are in their lives with respect to their skill. So I would think that would be the biggest thing. And then, the younger guys versus the older guys can handle a little bit more situational play. 2v1s, 3v2s, game sense, understanding, better cognitive ability on the ice to learn than the younger guys.
And with those younger ones, it's always fun to teach them love of the game and love of skating and competing.
Yeah, the big thing I think for younger guys is they have to improve. That, fun in hockey is about getting better. And once you start to get better, it's going to be a lot more fun for each kid. And that's through some hard work, effort, and, focus, quality repetitions in certain things.
So you're probably on the road most of the time now, running around the country, running these camps and workshops and stuff. Where do you head off to next?
Actually, after this, I have a little bit of a break, a little bit of a vacation. Then I go to Boston, Chicago, and that'll put me all the way up until Thanksgiving time frame. And then, after Thanksgiving, I'm trying to think where we are after Thanksgiving. I think I'm actually in New York City and then probably down south in Florida.
So have you been to Sioux Falls before?
I have one time. I've been here one time for 2 to 3 days. I didn't do any hockey. Most of the rinks were pretty much shut at that time. It was beginning of March last year.
What do you think of this new Scheels IcePlex facility?
Beautiful. It's awesome. What a great opportunity for the players and people of Sioux Falls.
Well, Coach, I want to let you get back down here and close up your session here, but really thank you for your time. Thanks for coming to Sioux Falls. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you for having me.